was working at Sagicor and I was late coming home. So I told my older son, I said, all right. I told him what to cook. But because my older son is so loving and responsible, I placed so much pressure on him up until today. You understand? So I said to him, go and collect your little sister because she was staying down the road by the neighbor. And he sent his brother because he was busy cooking. And my neighbor called me and said, guess what? So and so catch the baby on fire. Yeah. So I have to come home and bring him down at the Linstead police station. As I said, I'm from St. Catherine. And the police said they can't take it no more.
How old he was when he did that?
He was 15 going on 16. And she was about 5, 6 because she's now 13 and he's 22. Yeah. So it I can't even explain the vast.
Nads is a military lady, and big up yourself, Nads. Welcome to the live. And Nads said the military isn't changing certain behavior. There may be emotional trauma and mental issues he needs to receive resolved with a therapist.
Yeah,
she's absolutely right. Maybe a therapist will help, but Nads, we have to know that at this moment he's now 22 years old. So at 22, there is so much things.
Let me tell you something. We went through all of the counseling, everything. He got counseling from the church, from the school. I paid for counseling professionally. We went through everything. I remember in August, I was in Arizona and he called me and he said to me, Mommy, I need to talk to you. And I said, yes, talk to me and let me know. And he said to me, why do I have to leave? Because me did have to draw a hard line from him and say, guess what? You have to leave and get somewhere to rent. Because he was not listening. No party no go where him no go. No there where him no go. I never have a problem with that because he's working his own money. Because both of my kids are fairly successful for their age. Thanks be to God for that. We grow them for better way. The thing is, he would come home and he had this cold and my daughter said to him, AJ, put on your mask. And he did not. And him just go in front of the little girl face and cough. Guess what?
Oh.
And he is like that. Dry eye. So I said, all right, you need to leave. And all the boys start cussing me. Now, I get so frustrated. I said, God, I hope the next plane I go on just drop out of the sky with me.
No.
I'm just dead. Because I reached the point that when I did give up. Let me tell you what happened. I reached in the plane for through a couple days later. And when me hear the pilot said there will be a storm over Texas because I was leaving to Florida. And me say, Nadia, when the storm start, and me hear the plane, me feel the turbulence and how the plane are going. And maybe the pan, hold it, Jesus, hold it, everybody. If you ever hear me on the plane, or me sing and pray. Because I knew what I said to him less than 5 days ago. And he just pushed you to the brink. And he said to me, I remember when we were talking, I said, what am I supposed to do next? I said, I talk to you, I bring you counseling, I do everything. Yeah, you ready? You said to me, said, that's all you do. Take your money and pay for people talk to me. I know everything what them tell me already because he's that bright. That child wanted to be a neurosurgeon. And in rebellions, he just changed course. And I don't know.
Shelly, welcome to the live. Shelly,
as I said no.
To say. Shelly,
as I said
no.
Adi.
Hi.
Continue to pray and also remember blood follow vein.
That is what I said to the father, and the father said to me, say, nothing can go so in a
Yeah,
life.
man. Yeah,
No.
man.
That
That's a
pitney not
fact.
inherit
Let me tell
nothing
you
like
something,
that
Adi.
from them parents.
Me is a
Yeah.
mother,
No.
4 daughters I have.
Mm-hmm.
Blood follow vein. Me I tell you,
Yeah,
you have to put on your stomach and fast for your pitney. Me not ask you, me I tell you.
girl, that is what me do. That is what me do. Me bring him to the church, my mother, everybody.
And you know the next
Everybody.
advice from I
Yeah,
want to give to Adi, you say you make a comment say, and the way you're fed up, you say you don't mind if your plane drop out of the sky for you. Remember, you are also living for your other children.
that is
So,
true.
you know,
True.
sometimes it might get frustrated, but you're like, if you look on it, you have 3, and out of the 3, 1 is giving you a problem. So you can't make him push you to the limit for say that you feel like you want to die. Then what's going to become of your daughter and also your other son? You are also living for them. So
True.
don't make that negative part, not care how hard it get. Don't make that part that get to you like that again. And if you feel like that come over you, just be strong and pray and say, it got to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Because you still have your daughter and you still have your older son. But
That is true.
let me tell you, blood follows vein, blood follows vein. I'm telling you. You understand what I mean? So just keep the faith. And also remember, God not give more than we can manage.
True. And
Some,
you know why
Yeah,
Nadia,
but
why I'm
we
saying
also
I'm
have to
speaking?
remember too at the same time, that now he's 22. So for me, at 22, you are legally an adult. You're legally adult for reach 18, 21, them age, yeah. So you are
yes.
22-year-old now. So at this time, I mean, if you see where he's he might pose as a danger to you, or maybe his sister,
Or him
stuff like that.
siblings, them.
It's time
Yes.
for him now to probably move out of the
Yes, I
house.
agree with you, Nadia.
But that is true. But you know, the thing is, you know, him rent somewhere, but he's still here. He's not leaving. He rent somewhere, but he's still here. And something happened between he and his father about a month or 2 ago, and it opened his eyes.
Well, that's
And
good.
me
That is
being
good. That is
strict,
good.
yeah, and me being strict that he's going to move out, and him realize that working and paying your own rent, because he's working like 38,000 per fortnight, and he has to pay his rent. And when him realize them have to pay him rent, it's just like something just lick him out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm seeing
That's
a
good.
change in
That's
him.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
But
good.
people, you know, in Jamaica, when you tell a child, say you need to find somewhere to live, you kind of get looked down on. So, me really, why me make him still here, me feel away, me tell him, big brother, you just feel away. Me have more than enough space to have him here, his brother, his sister, and take in a couple other people.
It's not
Yes,
about
And
having
I
enough
understand
space,
that it's not
but
about
you
the
are
space.
saying that
It's
basically
about the
his
safety of the
behavior,
other kids, them, if
you
he don't
understand
want
what
to
I'm trying to
comply.
say? His
What about the
behavior
safety
is
of
not
the other
right.
2 if he don't want to comply?
true.
So having the space is one, but then you can't make input. You know what I think too, Adi? Probably because the fact that he have this notion that he will never give you because you left his dad. You are probably taking that on, and you are probably saying to yourself, you feel guilty for that.
No, me not feel guilty for
Okay.
leaving his daddy, no.
Okay.
But I think I don't want to fail him, because maybe not having him grow up with a mother and father home, you know, me feel him in a sense. But then I got married to a great man,
I don't
and my husband.
I think, honestly, listening to you, I think you're thinking about it the wrong way. Because you have to understand that the father wasn't.
And then if you feel him, you feel the other kids, the man, that's not the problem.
No. What I'm trying to say, give me a minute there, Shelley. What I'm trying to say is this. You have to realize that as parents, none of us is perfect. Parenting don't come with a handbook. You understand what I'm trying to say? The whole of you as parents, we just do the best we and hope for the best that our kids turn out good. You understand what I'm trying
True.
to say? And with
That
that
is
in
true.
mind, you have to let go of for whatever guilt. Because when you hear you talk and stuff like that, it sounds like you don't really want to be too hard on him because you feel bad about what happened between you and his father. But as he said, his father was a cruel man. So being as he was a cruel man, I mean, you could have, for the sake of yourself and the safety of your other child, you couldn't really stay with a man like that. So you made a big
No.
decision that you had to make, and you can't feel guilty for that. At
You
this
do the
time,
best
True.
with your
he's 22
ability.
years old. He's a grown ass man. You understand what I'm trying to say? And if
Yeah.
you have enough space to basically make him live there and stuff like that, if he is not behaving accordingly as a 22-year-old man, sometimes you have to let them go and
True.
let them go out there and find out how life really is. You understand? Instead of being so
True.
sheltered under your wings, make him go out there, go find
100%.
out how life is. That basically him can, come into his own man, because at this time where he's being this difficult and 13 hour, nothing that you try is working. And what me see, he is definitely a danger to probably you and your kids, because I mean, setting him
True.
at a 15-year-old, setting him 5-year-old and sister on fire. That is no joke. He has
That
some.
is true. That is true. There was a point, when I was so afraid, where when he was in the house, like he and I alone, I used to lock my room door
Wow.
because I was so
That's
afraid.
serious.
Because
That's serious.
yeah, because when I had my daughter when he was about 7, 8. And the first thing he said, he's going to kill all of us because I had another child. And he's going to start with the baby. So he was saying so much. And that child knew exactly what he was doing. And he continued with it. I remember in October, he came here because he was with some friends. No, it was at my mother's house, and he came to visit. And every time he comes around, there is some argument because he tends to do the worst things.
No, sir.
And my husband spoke to him, and you know what I said to the man? My husband said to him, say, "Man, I forgot call the police on you." He was my husband's favorite, And my husband said, "Man, I forgot call the police on you because you're not changing. And you're not behaving yourself." You know what I said to my husband? "Me go left your yard and all when you invite me, me not come back." And I hear same day, and you'd never get my husband tell him to leave. You understand? So I'm trying to figure out this young man, but the thing is, he has all the tendencies that his father has.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, blood follow vein.
Blood follow vein. Because if you look
So
on
now
film
him rent
action,
somewhere.
look on film, sorry for cut you, look on his action, and then look at the things that his dad did and the things that his grandfather did. Well, you have to be mindful and remember, so you have 2 other kids to live for.
Yeah,
That's just my
generational
outlook.
curse
Just
is a
remember
hell
that
of a
you
thing.
have 2 other children living for. So my advice to you, it's good and dandy if he's showing changes, and that would be nice. Because me, I put myself in your shoes, I would want my child to change too. But me, I tell you honestly, if me not see my pitney and change, me not go put my next 2 pitney them in a danger. I'm sorry.
Exactly, especially the fact that he's 22, he's an adult, it's finished.
Me not go show him some
You're
support.
grown
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm sorry.
And the thing is, I don't I don't know if it's a genuine change, because whenever he's in a rut,
Him run
he
back.
becomes so docile and so caring. And then as soon as everything becomes comfortable, he's back to square one.
But
During
so
this
let me ask you a question.
therapy session that you said you have, none of these therapists not diagnosing with no form of illness, like,
No.
Did he see a
No form of
psychologist
mental
or a
illness.
psychiatrist?
He saw a psychiatrist, he saw a psychologist, he saw a child psychologist, he saw a religious counselor, I have been around the gauntlet with this
And they
child.
didn't diagnose him with anything?
No, nothing. Nothing. I have paid for counseling. I've been appointed court counseling. So much and nothing.
Adi,
Nothing.
can I ask
You
you a
okay, baby?
question? Can I ask you a question? Like, being that he's back in the household now, how does his siblings feel, him being there?
They love him. That is the thing. They love him. We love him. We love him. We have no problem with him being here. I
Okay.
can tell you that. But he's very aggressive and he becomes mad so easily.
So he,
And you have
him
to
being aggressive
tiptoe.
and him get mad so easily, so that don't raise a concern to you or them?
From that crossed my mind. That's why I asked what the psychologist and the psychiatrist says. But she said he was not diagnosed, and as me is not a qualified psychiatrist or a psychologist, I leave it alone. But
No, qualified.
like he have some form of issues that need diagnosing.
Nothing like that. Nothing. You see, sometimes with people, when they make up their mind to them or do something, them not have a mental illness, you know. It's just mindset. And until the Lord changes it,
I didn't agree with you.
Veronica, give me a
Yeah,
minute.
Maggie,
Please.
go ahead.
Give me add Elva. Elva wants to be added. Give me a minute, Veronica. Give up yourself.
And
All
now
right,
I'm
thank
going to
you.
jump off here. I'm just say that give a look a word of advice because I'm also a mother.
and I
But
thank you.
yeah, man.
Thank
But
you so much.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like honestly, I understand what you say. Him not get diagnosed with no mental illness. I am not a psychologist, and I'm not like that. But to me, something is totally off.
Yes, something
Because
not
you
right.
say a mindset, you
True.
can't stay in your mindset for like till consistent.
Not guys, big up yourself. Something not right.
Something not
Something
right.
right. So
But good night,
maybe he
people.
was misdiagnosed or
Yes.
overlooked or something, but
Yes.
something right.
I'ma
You
tell
cannot
something
tell
to
me
you,
that
Nadia.
from an early age he have these tendencies. No 15-year-old that really and truly don't have issues gonna set a 5-year-old on fire and do all of these things and don't have issues.
And Nadia,
Nothing
you
was
know what,
found.
let me
And
tell you
the
something
thing
to you,
is,
Adi.
remember, he said he's not going to behave himself until he's accepted by his father.
Him said that yes,
So
Adi,
he
but I
must
think it's
either
not only
he
what
must
he
come
said
to
and his mindset. Even though him say that, him conscious of what him say, but something I totally think that something is wrong. But him can't just alter him mindset, decide to do these things. Something is wrong.
Exactly. I agree with you, Shelly.
Yeah.
Something
I
wrong.
agree with you, Shelly. Something all right. Something all right today. So Elma, welcome to the live. Where you have to say Elma?
I'm going to jump off here. Ladies, have a good night.
Oh, you're gone?
Thank you.
Yeah, mama, gone.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Shelly. Big up yourself. Where you have to say
Of course,
Elma?
bless up.
No, I was
Yeah, man,
listening
bless up.
to, I caught the tail end of the story, and as someone who suffers from problems with mental health, can I just ask, where is this child at?
Where
Where is it?
actually living?
He's an adult now. He's an adult. He is at home with me. As I said, he rented somewhere.
Is it in Jamaica? Are we in Jamaica?
In Jamaica.
All right. So here what is happening is when someone is not properly diagnosed, and it can take years for diagnosis, especially the resources in Jamaica, like, is so small. Even if you have money, I remember, which year was it, 2016, 15, I carried one of my sons to see a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and the first one was like $12,000 for 1 hour. The second, because I went private, because I didn't have the time.
$12,000 to $18,000 for the hour.
Yeah, man. The second one was 15,000 for 1 hour. So it really tear up resources, especially if you're a single mother. For me to be diagnosed, I was not diagnosed here, believe me, I was like a guinea pig in Jamaica. 18 months of rigorous assessment, and it had to do with group therapy, one-on-one, and a whole lot of things for me to be on the proper regime of medication. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way, no well thinking, or it's not. And if some people don't know as well, I saw somebody said something about narcissistic traits. It's actually, they say,
From was saying that, and yeah, it sound a bit narcissistic traits the way how she describe it, and it me was more leaning to narcissistic, probably sociopathic traits, because normally sociopaths tend to do stuff without feeling the emotions of it, but I didn't really want to say something like that to especially a
and,
mother, especially to a person that I just know bits and fragments of what you are telling me. And I'm not a trained psychologist or anything like that, but I just feel like something was missing. So they missed something because they just don't get up and do those things. It's a bit of
and,
sociopathic kind of
and,
tendency.
And as you said that, let me just put out a disclaimer out there. I am a patient myself. I cannot diagnose anyone. I just went through mentalization-based therapy, and it is something that helped me to be able to pinpoint, ascertain what is happening to me at the time. I don't know triggers, but I know symptoms. And I am diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which is I have traits of bipolar and schizophrenia, and none of them, none of the traits that I was taught about schizophrenia and bipolar actually fit what she is saying. But this person, this adult needs, honestly, needs to go into, proper treatment.
Well, maybe the proper treatment might not be, I might not be able to find that in Jamaica because sometimes the psychologist or the psychiatrist sitting down with them, you really, it seems like you know more than them sometimes because
Well,
you're
let
paying
me
your
tell you
money
something.
and
You're talking to somebody. I am 42, will be 43 soon, and you're talking to somebody who's been in therapy since 14. It's like putting up a glass because they cannot tell you what to do. Because at the end of the day, if they tell you what to do, and when you go home, you step over the line and do something else, they're gonna be in trouble. So they actually tell you, they actually put up a glass. It's like putting up a glass, a mirror. So they'll ask you a question to ascertain where you're going with it. The only time they will definitely report you, or they have a duty to report you, because you know the privacy, you have to have privacy. They can't just, unless you
Yeah,
are
doctor-patient confidentiality.
yeah, doctor
yeah.
patient confidentiality, unless you are a threat or they can ascertain that you're a threat to someone, can't really do anything about it. I mean, like to report you or that. But apart from that, I don't know. I really do hope that at some point you are able to find out what the problem is. It's so difficult because you sound like you do everything that you humanly can possibly do. But the result,
Everything. We get him braces, we make him self-esteem raise. You know, braces is not cheap. At Penguin as in Kingston, I have done everything. And I don't know. But
And some
honestly speaking,
mental illnesses pass through generations as well. Like
true.
it passed through generations. Like
As you guys were speaking about generational curse, but because I was listening from the first live right through, so that is the truth. The generational curse thing is the truth. But honestly speaking, him at 17 or 18 and him now, there is a vast improvement. There is a vast improvement, but he still argues about the least thing. He gets, when I say he gets mad, and maybe with that same get vexed. The slightest thing, him get vexed. Him temper strong.
He's going through an episode.
Butterfly, stop yourself. Bless up,
Can I
Butterfly. Shelly said, Nad, I am on two sides of the spectrum. I have a daughter that is a psychiatrist, and I have a daughter that is seeing a psychiatrist. Okay, Shelly, me see what you have to say.
Can I ask you, when he gets mad, what's the worst thing that he does?
Well, now, him just cuss. Back then, him not just fight, especially when his brother speaks to him. But now, him cuss and him get mad and him cuss and raise him voice loud and then him gone.
All
And
right.
then him calm down and him come and him, Mommy, me apologize. I know say me wrong for talk to you the way they and we're back
So he's
to,
showing,
Hmm?
so he's showing remorse.
Yes, he does show remorse. That is why I say
Oh,
reading and also visiting the psychiatrist and the psychologist.
mhm.
I don't know what type of mental illness that would be because he shows remorse and he apologizes.
Only psychiatrist or a psychologist could tell you that.
Yeah, and what
Yeah.
I do know about psychiatrists and psychologists and all of that is that sometimes they take long to diagnose people. Sometimes they misdiagnose people, because I've heard people being misdiagnosed before, and sometimes it takes years for them to develop the correct or give you the correct diagnosis of what you have. You understand what I'm trying to say? So nothing is really and truly foolproof. And when he's doing his therapy, he's not being honest in his therapy, that can show off the psychologist and the psychiatrist as well. Because the person who is receiving the therapy, them have to be honest and open in the therapy session
Well,
for them to
all his therapy sessions were before. All his therapy sessions were before he was 18. And I can tell you, I am being honest with you now, and this is what they got. They got it exactly like it was. So, I
But
don't know.
at the same time, 18, he probably should still be going through some kind of therapy. I know it's exhausting and all of that. I'm 42 and I still get therapy when needed. You understand what I mean? And my therapy was like sometimes 2-3 times per week. And sometimes I had 2 one-on-one, sometimes I had 2 group therapy, but at least twice per week, at least one
Twice,
one-on-one
yes.
and 1 group therapy, and it was for 18 months straight. Before I did that 18 months,
Hold on, let me send the live. I will give more. Because Mo have experience as well with her story and mental illness. So let me send the live go give more.
Knowing I'm not denying mental illness because it could be that, but knowing what his father was like and the things that he did, they are almost a replica of his father.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I said. Sometimes mental illness goes through, like there is some psychologists and psychiatric debates that says that sometimes genes and DNA play a role in how a person can develop certain mental illnesses. You understand?
True.
yes,
True.
definitely, because in my family, I was asked a question a million times. Has anyone on your mother or your father said has this problems with
Yeah.
any kind of psychiatric illness? And one of the
We
things
were asked
I
that
think you're
question
ruling
also.
out, I think that you're ruling out, how do you pronounce your name?
Adine.
Adine, is that the father might have had undiagnosed psychiatric illness as well, so you don't know what to expect. Sometimes, like, nothing don't happen out of the blue like that.
True. That is true.
Even a murderer, even a psychopath, you notice they have names for them. You understand? Those are psychiatric illness. It's mental illness. This is why you can be found guilty by there's a mental health reasoning that you can actually fight in court. You understand? So there are things that were not picked up by the dad. People just say, oh, Indy just a bad man, or Indy just aggressive, or because one of the things that I realize as well, and I always talk about it everywhere, especially when there is a strong presence of Jamaican or black, the black community, we push everything aside. We are not mostly guided by medicine. We're not guided by, there are certain things that we should be guided by. Like, for example, if something is happening and it's strange, let us seek professional help. You understand? There's always an explanation for something. If it's environmental, there's something happening. You understand? So we should always think about that. I don't know.
Like I don't know you, and I'm just listening to your story. You understand what I'm trying to say? And I am just basically basing everything that I'm saying off of what you told me. I don't want you to feel like I am basically, or we are basically coming down on you and saying, oh, your son.
No.
Whatever. You understand me? But I'm just basically telling you what I know to be facts. And Elva is telling you her experience of what she has gone through. You understand me? And what I know for facts is mental illness sometimes take a long time before they diagnose it. And what I'm trying to do is what you are describing to me, that your son behavior, it is not normal, and nobody in France healthcare would basically tells you that those type of behavior is normal.